Rainbows and Chocolate Milk. Written by Diverse Flygon. A pair of strong wings dusted out of the ground, aimed towards a lonely cloud floating over a plain field, bare of anything but grass and a few trees. The user of said wings was none other than the ego-fused, incredible Pegasus, Rainbow Dash. The said mare picked up speed to reach the cloud quicker, her natural speed coming into play as she flapped herself upward, until, at the right moment, her wings stopped, and she landed on the cloud with a soft thud. She ruffled her feathers, looking around to see if any pony had dared to follow her out here. With a sigh of relief, for there was no pony else around, she laid her head down on the cloud to rest her body, waiting for another Pacific pony, or thing, that would arrive shortly. However, before she turned over for her nap, she muttered under her breath, "That bearded doofus better not be late again." 5 minutes later. A large creature hovered over the air, where Rainbow currently slept, who had, since, rolled over in her sleep, her head partially off the cloud, as she snored with her mouth a bit open. The creature chuckled, and proceeded to wake the Pegasus. It did so by landing just hard enough on the cloud with its body, where Rainbow Dash flew up into the air a few inches, but not enough to break the water-packed formation apart. Rainbow Dash woke up with a sudden jolt, straightening herself before she could plummet at a certain demise. A loud cackle followed from the creature, as her hooves found their place across her chest, her face turning to a scowl, while looking at the strange creature. "You dimwit! I could have fallen off!" Rainbow yelled, throwing her hooves in anger as she flapped into the air. The creature gave a shake of its hand, a grin stretched across its face. "I wouldn't have done such a thing if you weren't going to catch yourself, my dear, but it was a priceless moment not to waste." She scowled at him and gave a huff. "Sometimes you're too much, Discord. Too much. I swear." It was true. The mismatched god of chaos sat there on the cloud. The grin was still stuck on his face, as he leaned his goat head inward towards the Pegasus, his lips stealing a kiss right off her lips. "Does that make up for my mistake, dear?" He purred, his claw and paw under his chin, as he stared at the now blushing Rainbow Dash. I don't like you sometimes. Like, at all." She muttered under her breath, as she pushed the Dragon Quest over, making room for her to sit on the cloud next to him. Discord gave a snort, his claw lingering up towards his right ear, where a bugle popped out of nowhere. You need to speak up. I am very old after all, dearie." The Pegasus snorted, and held in a giggle with a hoof in her mouth, her mouth turning upwards into a smirk as she looked at him. Yeah, you heard me, doofus." The bugle disappeared with a poof, the chaotic entity lying beside the Pegasus with a smile that would rival Pinky's in any day. "So, my lovely ray of color, what has happened today?" Nothing much, you grey goat." Rainbow Dash chuckled at her joke. They never persisted to bore her with the names they would call each other. "A grey goat? Ha! You make me roll my head in laughter, my dear." To prove his point, his head rolled backwards off his head and down to the back of his neck. This only made Rainbow snort, as she then noticed how warm and comfortable his back was, and patted around it like a dog finding a nice spot to lay, curling up on it, with a smile. "My, is my back really that livable? Maybe I should get some of those animals Fluttershy has to live there." The toothy creature grinned, as his head did a 180, looking at the curled-up pony. Rainbow Dash only rolled her eyes and pushed a hoof forward, the unaudible boop sounding off as it connected to his nose. "Meh, That might hurt carrying them around all day. Oh, perish that thought. I could take much more punishment than a few simple creatures. Can't take my hugs or snuggles, can you? She smirked back. Alas, you have found my true weakness, but I have also found yours. With that sentence, he grabbed the blue pony and held her on his lap, blowing the biggest raspberry on her cute stomach. For Dash, however, she didn't like how he tickled her, but the sensation only made her yelp and laugh her head off, rolling around with her face twisted into a smile. Stop it! Too ticklish, no! Discord kept with the actions, before stopping to let her catch her breath, moving up and laying his large head against her chest, feeling it rise and fall quickly under his chin as she calmed down. Poor Dashie, a tough mare and fast flyer, but so weak to belly rubs and tummy tickles. Shut up, you oaf, she mumbled as she nuzzled against his larger head with a sigh, happily content with being so close to the chaos creature. Discord gave a snicker against her chest, making her yelp to the vibrations, but he smiled as he finished his laughing. Oh dear, you may be the best thing I have ever seen since chocolate milk. Do you know what? The rainbow Pegasus rolled her eyes and hugged him tighter around the head, not wanting to let go no matter what he said, or if he ever argued. Stop being sappy with me and cuddle already, dork. Discord happily matched her words and cuddled her hard in his arms, with a smile, holding the mare close, like a dragon would to protect his hoard, except, to him, she was the greatest gift and prize of all. To them, a love connection didn't need special gifts or different personalities. Love only needed the two of them together, happy with each other on the cloud, with smiles around. The end. Hello, everypony. Snogwritts here. Congratulations for making it to the end of this video. As always, I definitely enjoy reading this fic to all of you. Alrighty then, let's start reviewing this fic. Okay, so here's this. Now what I find remarkable about this fic is that the two characters fit to how they would actually react. Two characters, two different personalities, which makes the story interesting as it is. So, regard to the author for that. Although, I do want to address that the pacing was a bit too fast. A lot of dialogue comes with a lot of breaking points. I would suggest using more detailed ones. And, in addition to that, using more vocabulary would really bring the relationship between these two. Overall, that's all I could say. There's nothing much to this fic. It's decent for a short story, but I would suggest the author to make some improvements. Alright, let's wrap this video up. So, as always, thank you for listening, fellow viewer, and if you liked the video, please hit this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I make weekly fanfic reads every Saturday on a variety of genres. Oh, and before I go, I just want to wish every pony a happy Father's Day. Get something spiffy for Dad this evening, if, half-eaten donuts count. But anyways, that's it for me. This is Snogwritts, signing out.